Hello guys, Mr. Hausler here. This video is to help us with Chapter 8's test. One of the EOs on Chapter 8 is factoring quadratics. So here's an example of completely factoring the following. They've given us this equation and we have to completely factor it. So what I'm thinking is I need it in the form ax squared plus bx plus c so that I can factor it. So I see it's equal to 8, so I'm going to have to try to set this thing equal to 0. So in order for this problem, I'm going to have to subtract 8 on both sides. Doing that, I would then have negative 5m squared plus 14m minus 8 equals 0. I'm going to try to factor it. So we studied in class. First thing we would try to do is see if there's a greater common factor. There is no factor that I can pull out of all these, so I'm going to factor this with the Xbox method instead. So the Xbox method, A times C, and then B goes here. This is going to help me set up my generic rectangle so I can factor this guy completely. My generic rectangle is that, in this case, my generic rectangle, I would have this, and I would have negative 8 there. We've done this practice a little bit in class. We were trying to figure out what goes here, what goes here. The x is going to help us do that for us. So a times c, which is negative 5 times negative 8, that's a 40. And then b would be 14. So again, I'm trying to think of what multiply them together, I get 40, but when I add them together, I get 14. So I'll be thinking about my factors of 40 and trying to break them down until I get something that equals 14 when I add them together. It is a positive 14, this is a positive 40, so I'm thinking two positive numbers. 1 and 40 doesn't work. 2 and 20 doesn't quite work. Will 3 go into that number? I can add up the digits, they equal 4. 3 doesn't go into 4, so no. So then I'll go 4. 4 and 10. Cool, 14. So I'm going to go with 4, I'm going to go with 10. So that means I'm going to come over here and put 4m and 10m. Okay, so that I can factor this guy completely. I'll go ahead and erase this. I now need to find these dimensions right here so I can find the factor. So I'm going to look down this column right here and figure out what it has in common. It's got the m in both of them. Okay? Then I'm going to go down this column. What does it have in common? Okay, it should have 2 in common. Right, so then how do I get a negative 5m squared? That would be a negative 5. How do I get a 4m? That would be a 4. Okay, I need to make sure this is a negative 8, negative 10 here. So that's going to have to be a negative 2, so I get a 10. That will help me get that negative 8 as well. So then now I can go and factor this guy using my dimensions. That would be negative 5m plus 4 multiplied by m minus 2. None of these have any common factors, so that is completely factored. That is the answer to that one. There'll be other videos. You guys feel free, fast forward, rewind, view this as many times as you need.